Hi, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I'm up in the studio. Now outside it's 35 degrees, it's 4:30 in the afternoon, and it's snowing. Time's hard, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything. It's too warm. But went out this morning, built the fire up, and Beth had a long list. Had 14 orders on the books to get out, and a lot of them were for stoves, and a lot of them were for lids. So I spent a good part of the morning building lids, pot stands, and building up stoves from I had the bases already. I just had to put the tops on, the silicone and everything. But we got through it. A lot of carbon felt too. I had to go up in the carbon felt loft 2 or 3 times, a custom cut. So here we are. I've got my Osprey Atmos 50 pack, and I'm going to put a couple, I'm going to show you a couple more things that I'm going to put in it. But I'm not going to put this in it because I don't want to, it's got to be put in a stuff sack. And I don't want it in a stuff sack until I'm going to use it because it's not good for them to keep them compressed. It can damage the down. Anyway, real nice, real good feel to it. It's very lightweight and thin, but it's very comfortable. Just got a warm and fuzzy thing going. I've spent many a night in this bag, and it's never let me down yet. It's always been roasty toasty. Very comfortable bag. So that's going to go in my pack, in a stuff sack, in a watertight sack, because I don't want to get, if I get in a wet place, I don't want that down to get wet. That's a drawback to down, is once it gets wet, it's almost impossible to dry out. Now another thing I'm going to put in there, and I'll put that right in now, is I've got a set of auto gaiters. Now, I've had several set of gaiters over the years, and some of them were really hard to put on, and some of them were really hard to keep down around your boots and keep them hooked up. These are exceptionally good. They've got a good leather, well, I'm not sure it's leather, they've got a good composite band that goes under your foot. They've got a good steel hook that hooks into the front where your lacings are. My boots actually have a hook specially for the gaiter, and they just go around from the back to the front, and they're Velcro, and they Velcro together very easily, very comfortable, and I've got the tall ones. Now if I go out snowshoeing, I'll wear these to keep the snow off my pants so they don't get wet, and usually if I'm on the AT, I'll wear a pair of gaiters because you're always, even in a dry spell, you're going through swamps and stuff. The AT up here is pretty wet in a lot of places. So I usually wear a pair of gaiters unless it's really hot. But even then, if I'm going through a swampy area, I'll put them on. Saves your clothes quite a bit. Just a good idea. And last but not least, the old ditty bag. Now in this ditty bag, I've got my tent stakes and quite a bit of cordage, pair of scissors, my light, my Petzl E-light, and I've got all kinds of weirdo stuff in here. Like this is a little tiny tin, and in this tin is 2 strikers and 50 matches. They're only like that long, but they're long enough to strike and light something. So there's 50 of them in there, and they're sealed, hermetically sealed. So if you had to build a fire, you've got a lot of potential to build 50 matches. You can light a lot of fires. And I don't usually carry a knife, but I've got a real nice pair of scissors. That's just my call. Maybe it's not a good idea, I don't know. And I've got a cigarette lighter in here. Trying to see what else I got. Oh, I've got hardware for my hammock. Jacks are better beaners and some hardware that I built from scratch. A lot of stuff in here. That's my ditty bag, and that's going in my pack, probably up in the head. So, that's enough for the pack right now. Now, today I went down to the mailbox and there was 4 packages in there. I really wish I'd get just one a day, but there was 4 in there. So, there's a couple of things I want to show you circuit brains now, and then once it gets dark, there's a couple of more things that I want to show you, but I want it completely dark when I do it so you can get the full effect of it. So I'll show you these now. I've already done the video of them. One of them is just a little capsule, looks like a great big resistor. Got a lead in, a lead out. It's black, and it's a dynamic resistor. Now, it's designed to be a driver to some degree for an LED. And now, if you hook it up to one of the legs of an LED and then hook the power to it and start cranking up the power, without it, the LED, I think around 5 volts would cook. That would be the end of it. But with that on there, you can crank that all the way up to 15 or 20 volts, and that will protect the LED. Now, if I hook it up with a milliamp meter and a voltmeter and an ohm meter and start turning it up, you'll notice that the milliamps go up to about 30, and then they just kind of stop. They don't go up anymore, maybe a couple one way or the other. But as you crank up the voltage, you watch the ohms, the resistance, and wow, as you crank up the voltage, the resistance goes up dramatically. Like at 1 volt, the resistance is like 64 ohms. You get up around 5 volts, 6 volts, and it's like a meg. And at 20 volts, it's like a meg and a half. It goes right up. And when you let down, it goes right back down. So the LED stays at one brightness, stays around 30 milliamps the whole time. Really a nice piece of engineering. I also have those little things that I told you, which were $8 a piece, which are basically a solid state sealed unit, super high tech joule feed. They're what I'm putting in these new lights. And they work just like a joule thief. They'll light an LED just fine on a 1/2 volt, and all the way up to 3 volts. And they have that dynamic resistor in them, so as the power goes down, the resistor lowers its value to let more power in, and the light is very stable at a lot of varying voltages. Really cool stuff. Another thing I got was 50 super bright water clear LEDs in red, 50 in green, 50 in blue. Now, I bought a circuit for the flasher on my bike, as I showed you that earlier. I kind of, in a way, a little bit simpler, cloned it. And the one I cloned, instead of putting red LEDs in it, I slowed the flash rate down a little bit and put 3 super bright water clear blue LEDs in it. And it's pretty dramatic. Once it's dark, I'll show you that. Right now I'll show you, but I'm not going to shoot it till after dark. But I will edit it in so you can see it right now. Okay, we're down here in the dark, and I've got the 2 flashers here. And I don't think, if those are on the back of a bike, I don't think you'd have a hard time seeing the bike. I think that would probably catch your eye quite nicely. I especially like the blue one. Kind of reminds me of a police cruiser. I got those blue LEDs in the mail today. Yeah, if you're out on the road in the middle of the night and you wanted people to see you, I don't think they could miss that. So, I think that's everything for today. I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have a really great day and try to take some time out to have a little fun today. You deserve it. Bye-bye.